Hey guys, and welcome to a showdown featuring myself, a Rubber Duck of War, bringing the Flame Dowie. That's right, the dreaded Flame build is here. We're going to be up against Mr. Doodles of GGX. Faced him a few times on Quick Battles. An absolutely lovely dude. I highly recommend saying what's up to him if you ever do indeed meet him. So for our build, as the title of this video would suggest, it's probably going to be something like Flame Dowie, I would assume. We have a pretty damn awesome thematic build. So we have miners with blasting charges dotted through the front line, supported as well with the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass. And as you may see, their ammunition is flaming, and the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass melee is also flaming. We do have Thoric Ironbrow. He is the only guy who does not have flame attacks in our entire army, but he still is going to be flame themed, coming in with the Thoric's rune armor, giving that flame resistance to his nearby friends and allies. We have some more miners in the back. They're also going to be supported by the Dragonback Slayers, who do indeed give a weakness to fire. And then we have triple flame cannon. One flame cannon is not enough for the classy dwarf. The classy dwarf always has on him at least 3, and that's just what we're going to be doing here today. Triple flame cannon. We also have some Iron Drakes, 1, 2, and 3. And the 3 Iron Drakes, of course, will be the basic ones because we want those flamethrowers in action. Now, when I initially looked across the field of battle, I said, oh no, to myself, because my opponent's build, from the offset, looks pretty well capable of handling mine. He has 4 Reaper bolt throwers, so those flame cannons are really going to suffer. But flame cannons are actually really good in artillery duels if you can get them within range, because they kill the crewmen so quickly. There's also 3 Harpies up in the sky to harass our back line and annoy us, and then an infantry corps which is relatively elite. We have Black Ark Corsairs on either side, we have Sisters of Singing Doom and Witch Elves in the centre, backed up by the Hageneth Executioners, and I'm very much excited to see how these bad boys perform today. They're doing their awesome stance, as they always do. That'd really hurt your arms after a while. We have a Death Hag down here on the low ground on foot, and a Sorceress of Beast coming with Amber Spear. I like her on horse when I have Amber Spear, just so you can really get down the flanks of the enemy, but likewise, she's going to be a relatively tough target to hit this way, and she's also got the Manticore summoned to bring to bear upon us. Leading the army is Crone Hellebron. You guys know I'm a big fan of Crone Hellebron, think she's an absolute badass, coming with those dual-wielding blades, with the Gaze of Cain, Heroic Killing Blow, the Curse Blade, as well as a Blood Frenzy. So without further ado, let's get this battle underway. So, I'm going to be having to, of course, advance as quickly as possible. At the moment, my opponent is doing spread shot with his bolt throws, which is a good idea because he's probably not quite in range yet of our flame cannons and stuff, so no point going to single shot just yet. And that damage is going to be pretty considerable, though it is mainly going into miners. The Iron Drakes will take some damage, but they have 125 armor, so they can kind of shrug off those spread shot attacks. The single shots are going to be a lot more problematic for them when they actually start using models very quickly. We're going to pop a Rune of Speed, and this is one of the funniest things I've seen, like, all day. Look how quickly these flame cannons move. It is so hilarious how fast they go with their Rune of Speed. They outstrip, look at the normal cannon compared to these guys. They're running as fast as Slayers. It is so weird to spot. But I guess Dwarfs are, you know, quite fast over short distances as they pump those dwarvish legs. I don't know why, it just really made me giggle midway through the battle, seeing them kind of jog forward as quickly as possible. So we are going to be advancing towards our opponent, who has now switched to that single shot attack, which is a really good idea. Flame Cannon is down to 2 models, the other one down to 2 models as well. So looking a little bit bleak out of the start of the gate for us. Manticore has been birthed into the world, quite far away from our lines, but it should be able to get forward and at least start harassing. But luckily for us, the Flame Cannons are starting to sing, and you'll see how quickly they dumpster Reaper Bolt for a crewman here. Like, already their leadership's down to massive negative there, down to negative 68, I think that was briefly, and that should be enough to break them off the field of battle. One of the artillery pieces has already been dealt with. The Manticores have very low armor, so the flame cannons are roasting them, or the Iron Drakes, I should say. Not quite able to break it, though, and it is going to hop down on top of the flame cannons, which, of course, is a really solid target. Harpies, likewise, are starting to dive down. Unfortunately, a lot of our flame cannons have, at this moment, been exploded. Manticore easily has been broken. The Iron Drake's doing a good job there. They now need to turn their wrath onto the Harpies to try to force these units back, and we need to somehow come up with a plan to overwhelm the infantry, which, of course, far outclasses our own. And I think I've got an idea. The Iron Drakes are going to be our main source of inspiration and hopefully a way to victory. Flame Cannon has 2 artillery pieces on this one. Looks like the other Flame Cannons unfortunately have bitten the dust though and are routing and running for their lives. Miners do unleash blasting charges into the Black Ark Corsairs, not doing as much damage as I had hoped though. War's Dragonfire Pass shall be moving in to confront the Witch Elves, and you can see the Flame Cannons have given up in that trade against the Reaper Bolt Throwers, and instead are going to be hunting down the elite Harganeth Executioners, doing some pretty direct hits there and some massive damage to the elite Elvish Warriors. In the back burners, Harpies have been roasted alive by the Iron Drakes, who are quite happy to do such acts. The Miners of Blasting Charge is going to be looking to protect them as well with some blasting charges of their own. And the Sisters of Singing Doom, though, are going to be a very scary unit. They're going to start forcing their way into my back line here. Now, the Crone Helebron does only have a really pitiful amount of armor, 15 in fact. Look how much damage she took from just one volley of those Iron Drakes. She was getting absolutely roasted. And more point-blank flamethrowers to the face. Burn the witch! Burn the witch! Rune of Slowness going down, and Crone Helebron is nearly assassinated with just a couple of volleys of the Iron Drakes. Blasting charges going in. We're going all out for the kill to try and drag her down, because maybe that is the way we can seal victory. She is dangerously low right now in HP, down just 580, but she is going to escape the wrath of the Dragonback Slayers and flee before the might of Thoric and the Flamethrowers. Unfortunately, our front line didn't fare super well, and now there are Black Hawk Corsairs forcing their way onto our Iron Drakes. This is exactly what we do not want. We need our Iron Drakes fighting, not running away. Good use of a Sun Manticore though, and though Sun Manticore has been nerfed, it still is a really powerful tool, and I do like this pick here from my opponent, bringing it up against the Dowie, because it is a really good backline harass tool. Balance Power does not like us whatsoever, and I can certainly see why. We're starting to look a little bit beleaguered here. All our Iron Drakes are running for our lives. We do have to cast an Overcast, Rune of Wrath and Ruin, and look at the slaughter it does onto the Harganeth Executioners. A lot of them will get back up, but that HP dropped so rapidly, and Thoric Ironbrow is now starting to run over the Sorcerer's Beast and try to force himself free to hopefully hunt down Crone Helebron. Dragonback Slayers are on approach. There is only 12 left though, so she can probably turn and fight them. We only managed to attack her in the rear, so she wasn't quite expecting that. And her leadership does start to waver quite low for a while, but oh my god, the Dark Elves do not care if they shoot friend or foe. As long as they get those Dragonback Slayers away from their mistress, they are happy bunnies indeed. Only 150 HP left on her. War's Dragonfire Pass, I must admit, have actually held relatively solid here up against the Witch Elves, smiting going pretty much blow for blow of them. 50 kills versus 54. Very impressed with the lads down there. Unfortunately for us, some of the Harpies did return, so the Iron Drakes are being forced off in all different directions right now, and it is Thoric Ironbrow against the universe. Now, he did crack the skull of that Sorcerer's Beast, and she's running as well, but she's alive, and that's kind of the problem. We've injured both the heroes and lords so much, but yet they live. War's Dragonfire Pass trying to finish off these Witch Elves so they can then move over and kill Crone Helebron, but it looks like she may be able to live yet, as Balance Power really does turn against us. I did showcase a battle recently on the channel where Thoric Ironbrow was surrounded by like 300 enemies at the end and was still victorious. So we'll have to see if he can recreate such a mighty feat. Rune of Doom and Rune of Speed going down increases melee attack to 93. And he's doing a really good job so far, up to 38 kills. Damage value-wise, 1.3k. Not shabby whatsoever. And he's really going to start racking up the kills because there's not much HP on a decent amount of models left on the Harganeth Executioners. But it looks like he does stand alone. War's Dragonfire Pass, I did do a desperate attempt. I tried to disengage from the Witch Elves to finish off the Crone and maybe shatter her. But alas, our army does break. Army losses kicks in, and it is a valiant defeat. Well played to Mr. Doodles. It was a really fun, silly game, and I'm all for it. I actually love this build. It was a really good, fun build. We got to see some elite infantry in there, and those dreaded Reaper bolt throwers. This one's going in the book. Unfortunately, the triple flame cannon meme, well, the flame kind of army throughout didn't pay dividends and kind of backfired on us, but I do love a good old flame day build. It certainly is a bucket ton of fun. As you can see, the flame cannons really did struggle, but some of these Iron Drakes got some amazing damage value. Crone Helebron nearly getting assassinated, and she barely touched a dwarf all day. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Well played to Mr. Doodles, an absolute champ as always. And yeah, if you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a big fat thumbs up. We will go through the damage dealt and damage value in just a second. But if you leave a thumbs up, it helps push the video out to more people, so we can slowly drag them into the madness of Warhammer, which will be good for everyone. You can also subscribe if you haven't already to the channel to get a little update on all my videos coming out and all that good stuff. And feel free to comment down below. What did you think of the Dowie Flame build? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Will the memes be the death of me? Probably they will. But despite that, you know, Mr. Doodles actually played really well. I think he did some good target priority with all his units. So yeah, what did you think of his build and his play as well? There are links down below in the description to my Patreon if you'd like to support the channel. There's also links down there to my Discord where you can submit replays to me, get involved in tournaments and events that I host, and all that good fun stuff. But yes, well played once again to my opponent, and let's hop in and have a little look at the damage dealt and damage value. Let's go through the Dark Elves first. Yeah, Crone Hellebron just got arse roasted by those Iron Drakes. She did not have a good day, but just about managed to survive. The heroes in general performed really poorly, although the Manticore summons on the Sorceress did really good for them. The Black Orc Corsairs, I was quite impressed with them. 435 damage value and 1,200 and basically full HP. Really good work with them. And the melee force did, you know, the Witch Elves not amazing damage value. These guys just going toe-to-toe with the Warriors Dragonfire Pass and kind of countering each other out. Sisters of Sing and Doom, though, were still very healthy in the later stages of the game. High-Enough Executioners got 1,561 damage value. A lot of that was on Phoric, and that Overcast Rune of Wrath and Ruin really can bring quite a lot of punch. Harpies don't get that much damage value, but they were quite good at chasing off routing troops and being a pain in the butt to harass us. And yeah, the Cord Bolt Thrower was kind of the doom of us. 900 damage value, 573, 1,000, 595. If it was only 2 Bolt Throws, we'd have been in a really solid position, because the Flame Cannons will outtrade that. But unfortunately, our Flame Cannons, yeah, basically did nothing. 0 value, 150 value, 500, so not much whatsoever. As for the Iron Drakes, 1,627 is pretty damn impressive. 848 and 651, certainly not shabby whatsoever. This unit nearly writing out one of the grudges. And if we had assassinated Crone early on, maybe there was a chance it would come back. But it was already looking a bit rough from the early stages of the game. Dragonback Slayers got 710 damage value, 720 on the Warriors Dragonfire Pass. Mine did okay, nothing too insane to be honest. And Euphoric Ironbrow, 1.3k damage value, pitting in a shift there. And that Rune of Speed on the Flame Cannon crew, it's so funny watching the Dwarfs, because like their bodies shouldn't move that fast. You see the leg animations and they're kind of just like gliding, like Tokyo drifting forward. It's absolutely amazing. Anyway guys, until next time, peace. And as always, stay awesome.